Hello. What is up, guys? I'm Doofus Mcdooface streaming, and this is a very basic, very not advanced, not even like medium. This is a beginner strategy for sends and like mercenaries. Now I know I might be 2300 and I know I might be master, but that does not mean that I am very learned or very smart when it comes to sends, but I'd like to give you guys my most basic general ideas that I use in most of my games. Hopefully I can keep this video kind of short. I know the tier list went really long. So, I'm gonna go wave 1, and so far. The first send strat idea, wave 1, you can king up, you can hold, or you can snail. There's only like 3 or 4 things that actually are going to leak wave 1 to a snail. That is a windhawk. A snail leaks at 67%. Then there's gate guard. It's somewhere in here. Gate guard will leak about 40%, leaks like 4. Oathbreaker no longer leaks. So those actually might be the only 2 known openers that will leak.
Welcome.
Let me just look real quick.
Welcome to Nova.
Willis Room as well. Willis Room will also be a 67% leak, just like Windhawk.
Welcome to Nova. Welcome.
If somebody's doing some crazy open, I guess it's possible for it to leak. But those are the 3 expectations. As I said, Oathbreaker does not leak anymore. So wave 1, you send a snail, and you're gambling. You're gambling that they're gonna have one of those 3 units. If you fail, you are gonna feed. That's just all there is to it. So you can send wave 1. I like to snail on wave 1. I don't like the king up. That's just what I do. Now wave 2, there's quite a few possibilities on wave 2, especially if you've already snailed. They might not expect the resend. One of my favorite and painful things to send on wave 2 is the Bone Crusher. Now, if somebody opens with a Bone Crusher, they could easily greet it. They could greet it, and if you either king upped or snailed, they could greet it and just do something crazy like that. They might push to 6 workers. It's possible to get them. It is possible. So sending on 2 is decent. You also get a Green Devil. So the Green Devil opened. Not terrible to send a snail or 2 snails. That's always nice too. Decent. A lot of people actually like to not send on wave 1 and send wave 2, since the odds of breaking someone wave 1 is pretty unlikely. Now, wave 3 brute is always solid. There's quite a few builds that it'll leak, but you're also starving yourself. And if you don't kill that brute, or if the brute does not get through and leak him pretty solidly, you've hurt yourself, because you're a low worker start and they just ate your send up. So lately I have not been brooding on 3. It is a possibility. It's a possible send strat. I guess I should show you guys, like, talking about snail on 1. Sometimes, actually, I should probably show this one. Sometimes people like to lizard the Zerker on 2. If I can find it. Sorry, kind of dumb.
Welcome to Nova.
There we go.
Welcome.
Sometimes people like to lizard the Zerker on 2. I believe it is a leak. Let me just confirm before sounding like a not smart person. I want to say if they open with Zerker, it could be wave 3 that you're supposed to lizard. It might be wave 3. Although this looks like a leak. It's a baby leak. So Lizard on 2 against the Zerker. It's not the world's greatest leak. I mean, it's 31%. That's probably could be 1 in a Lizard. Probably could be 3 in a Lizard. So it's a possibility. If you and your teammate are both sending 2, this is a decent send, in my opinion. Not the worst send ever. However, by sending that on 2, you are not going to get the income from sending wave 1. You're going to have to go post income. This is turning into a really long video. Might have to break this one up. So sending on 3, it's a decent idea. You know, I like to just play income games. So if anything, I'm going to just send like 2 snails, 3 snails on 3. You're going to get a lot of builds. Wave 4. Where's Flower?
Welcome.
Wave 4 Flower can get hurt pretty badly by a Hermit. I guess somebody would have more. But a lot of people see Flower on 1 and they automatically think wave 4 Hermit. It's an idea. I have not been very successful with it. I just haven't. I feel like Flower always has defense for 4, especially if they're going double AoE with either the Aquas or the Masks. I really don't like sending on 4 most times, other than just income. Of course, you can't brutalize them with some builds. But I don't know. Wave 4, not a big wave I like to send on. Wave 5 can do damage, of course. If the person opens with non-magic, non-fortified, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest. On Wave 5. Wave 5 is actually really good against AoE, now that I think about it. Because Wave 5 has that Scorpion King, the opponent can literally leak the entire AoE build. So Wave 5 is decent for AoE, just like Wave 6 is decent. I feel like I'm rambling on here. But let me find the cat.
Welcome to Nova.
This is one thing that I'm not going to ramble on. A cat, you got to send wave 6. You send wave 6 on a cat, there is probably a 10% chance that they hold. A cat, AoE builds, the bones open, will get punished by wave 6. At least me personally, I've had a lot of trouble lately with wave 6. Not gonna lie, I get punished on wave 6 a lot. You know, I do something like this with my bones, or I don't do the cat anymore, but somebody on the other side opens with a cat. They've got a full stacked cat, maybe a little split going on, but they have no wave 6 defense. I have definitely won games on wave 6 just because it's an easy wave to leak them. What do I like to send on wave 6? Double Brute or Safety Mole. That's probably the most ideal send for me on wave 6. And going back to the wave 5, as I said, Hermit for AoE is solid. You're probably not going to get a Safety Mole for 5 against AoE. Hermit, AoE, Safety Mole and Hermit AoE is a punisher. But most other sends, it's gonna be 2 brutes on 6. It's gonna do you the best, especially against cats. Definitely. Now wave 7 is a decent sending wave if somebody opens with a tier 6. So you'll see a lot of people Grarl into a T6, and automatically I'm thinking wave 7. You see that a lot with the egg open,
Welcome to
Hydra.
Nova.
I'm thinking wave 7. You could go as far as wave 8, but wave 7 is going to be solid. Wave 7 is also going to be solid against the Priestess open. And once again, you got options. You could safety mull. Safety mull is always solid on 7. I personally like it. Safety mull and brutes early on is just really nice. However, now that I've got her out here, DTs really crush the Priestess. So DT spam could be better with the Priestess in mind. There's just so many units and so many combinations to talk about here with send strats. Maybe I'll just summarize it at the end with the most basic of basics. Now wave 8, it gets a little easier for me to explain. Wave 8 is ranged. So with the exception of an AoE build, where you'd probably want a Hermit, you really only want to send tanks on wave 8. Because wave 8 is ranged, so you're trying to give all those Cobras, it's like send a couple of these. You're trying to waste away their units to attack the tanks, while the ranged DPS of the Cobras just murders them. There's of course options. Some people do the crazy pack leader just because it has a high health pool. Some people just do DTs only or dinos. As long as you got tanks, it's usually pretty decent. Usually a pretty decent send on wave 8. And if somebody doesn't have a green devil or any arcane defense, you know, that's the best time to send on wave 8. You know, I'm realizing how hard this is to describe a mercenary send without actually having builds out in front of me. Wave 9. Wave 9 is an ogre wave. A lot of people love to send ogres on wave 9. If you did long save. Wave 9 has the, 15% damage reduction from range. It's pretty decent. So if you've got a lot of ranged you're sending into, it's a great wave to send on. That's where safety mull or brutes comes really in handy. Love the safety mull early. Does fall off as the game goes on. But if you get the ogre on 9 is probably one of the strongest plays in my opinion. Usually call a game on that. I think maybe once or twice ever I've survived an ogre on 9. And that's probably like 2 out of 12 times. So if you are going for a big 9 send, ogre, very nice. If they're really high arcane or high magic build, wave 9 you got to take him out. You got to take him out. But don't don't send wave 9 against a head chef or a death cap. That is how you lose games. Head chef and death cap are probably the strongest wave 9 killers. So even if you're sending 200, 160, 180, death cap or head chef, you don't want to mess with. Wave 10, I don't know, I feel like sending on wave 10 isn't as useful as it used to be. Of course you can, and you have lots of options. If you're taking on a lot of ranged, safety mull is not terrible. Rarely see the hermit on 10. I don't know. I usually don't like sending 10 like on a big send, you know. But if they are extremely weak, then it's not a terrible call. If they've got one big unit like a Kingpin, a 4 Eyes is perfectly fine. If you're just gonna income send, you know, a couple of Fiends is always fine. I don't know. Just coming to me right now. Sending Imps into the Royal Guard seems to be really nice. If they've got a lot of Bucklers, a lot of Royal Guards, always like Imps. There's probably something to do with the magic damage. I don't know, to be honest. Wave 11 is once again a ranged wave. 11, oops, is probably the most sent on wave, just because there are the three sending spells. What is it? All Out Assault, Push the Attack, and Giant Snail. Yeah, Giant Snail. Press the Attack, sorry. And All Out Assault. And Lizard Army too, if you count that, but that's only one lizard. So what do you send? Once again, I really like tanks. I love tanks there, you know. The one exception is if they have a big unit, if they have a Kingpin, then maybe you 4 Eyes. But Ghost Knight is always great. Just make sure it's not a ton of Zeuses. If you read it, it says reduces damage taken from auto attacks, non-ability damage by 20%. So anybody who has a lot of ability damage, you don't want to send a Ghost Knight. So you don't want to send in the Zeuses or Starcaller or Disciples, because that's ability damage. If you get a Siege Ram, Siege Ram on 11 should be game. For the most part, should be game. I've fallen prey to just sending a lot of DTs lately, and honestly, it's not working as well as you'd think. So if you are going to go for a wave 11 send, think of a stronger unit. Really need to get more use out of the Ghost Knight, me personally. And don't send a Centaur. I've fallen prey to that. The Centaur's damage is great, but it's not a good tank. So don't Centaur on 11 like Doofus has. What a Doofus. I feel like I'm gonna stop there. Just because I don't know if I'm actually saying anything that's helpful to you guys. Yeah. I think this is decently okay for like Mind Vomit through 11. I will say wave 14 kills everybody. So maybe I'll just discuss 14 real quick. But I'll definitely have to revisit this, maybe with my chat helping me out, because not sounding the best here. Wave 14, I love auras. Wave 14 kills everybody. So even a pack leader and a safety maul on 14 is just decimation. It is amazing. But yeah, that's sort of what I got. This is just the basic. We'll just say waves 1 through 11 sort of send strat. Like I said, I don't know how I got to a master, but hopefully this helps you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. What a doofus.